Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Derek Martinez. A Wilkes-Barre man has pleaded guilty to fentanyl distribution charges this week in U.S. District Court. According to U.S. Attorney Gerald Karam, Lee Crawford admitted to conspiring with John Williams of Kingston to distribute over 40 grams of fentanyl throughout Luzerne County. Karam said Crawford made several purchases of fentanyl to investigators. Investigators then found an additional supply of fentanyl at his residence when a search warrant was served. Williams has also pleaded guilty on fentanyl distribution charges and awaits sentencing. The Hazleton City Authority has announced that some Hazleton residents may experience discolored water this week due to fire hydrant flushing. According to the HCA, crews will be working to flush the hydrants from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Tuesday through Thursday of this week.
Annually we have to flush our fire hydrants in each one of our municipalities and townships and boroughs. So coordinating with the different departments, the fire departments, we started in Hazleton and started flushing from the start of our system towards the end of our system so that we could flush the entire system out and, get good turnover in our system, fresh water in the mains, clean up the pipes. Any weak spots in the pipes would be detected at that time. So any issues with the hydrants also we're addressing.
When crews are working in your area, the HCA says your water may become discolored and the pressure may be reduced.
For homeowners not home during the day, there might be some sediment left in their line or discolorations or air in their line. So when they first initially turn it on, if we went through that section, turn their water on and it's discolored, we ask them, run it for a little bit. If it doesn't clear right away, shut it off, try it again in 10 minutes, and flush your line again in all the faucets throughout your house. So it might be in all the the lines in your house. So we're just asking for everybody's cooperation to, help with cleaning up the system and making it better for everyone.
The HCA is asking residents to also refrain, if possible, from washing clothes when your area is scheduled for flushing. The driver in the fatal Schuylkill County crash has been identified. Jose D. Robles, 59, of Hazleton, had reportedly lost control of his Mitsubishi Eclipse in Union Township on 924 South. The Eclipse then spun into the northbound lane, where it struck the passenger side of a Ford F-150 XLT. A Schuylkill County deputy coroner pronounced Robles deceased at the scene. The driver of the F-150 had been transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The drivers were the only occupants of the vehicles at the time of the crash. An armed robbery that occurred late Monday in East Union Township is being investigated by the Pennsylvania State Police Frackville Barracks. According to officers, an unknown white male who was carrying a small handgun entered the Shepton Mini Market on Center Street and demanded cash from the register. The suspect then also demanded the employees to enter the walk-in cooler, then fled the scene. It is reported he stole approximately $700 and was seen fleeing the scene towards Hazel Township. Anyone with information on the armed robbery is asked to call the Frackville Barracks at 570-874-5300. A trial date has been set for former President Donald Trump. The trial has been set for March 4, 2024. In the federal case, the former president has been charged with trying to overturn the results of the 2020 election. A defense request to push back the trial until April 2026 was denied. The federal election subversion case is one of the 4 criminal cases currently filed against Trump. A garage in DuPont caught fire yesterday evening. The fire occurred behind the VFW on Main Street. While the blaze was largely contained by the owner, the DuPont Fire Company and surrounding companies still worked to put out the hidden pockets of fire. The scene was cleared within an hour, and there were no reports of injuries at this time. Department of Aging Secretary Jason Kovulich visited the Monroe City Community Center to speak with older Pennsylvanians who benefit from the expansion of the property tax rent rebate program. Kovulich spoke to Schuylkill County residents about the importance of the rebate program and how the expansion will continue to benefit them.
After January 1st, when the application process opens up, you will all be able to bring your new application forward, and you will see more funds than you did last year in your rebates. You'll be able to take that and translate into real things, not just savings to go on a bus trip like you just said, but also to help pay those bills, to help make sure you make your property taxes, to help make sure that you can pay your car insurance and other essentials in life. This is a huge accomplishment for older Pennsylvanians. And we're lucky that the administration and our governor and those joining us today really do want to see an investment in the older adult community.
The expansion was recently signed by Governor Josh Shapiro, in which 175,000 additional Pennsylvanians will be eligible for. Those who already receive a rebate through the program will now see increases starting next year from $650 to $1,000. The expansion will also see the income cap for both renters and homeowners becoming equal and increase to $45,000 a year. The program will continue to benefit eligible Pennsylvanians age 65 and older, widows and widowers age 50 and older, and people with disabilities age 18 and older. Those eligible can submit an application starting January 1st at mypath.pa.gov. An overnight break-in at a church in Ashland is currently under investigation. According to Ashland police, someone broke into the Zion's Reformed United Church of Christ through a window and stole a safe from the office. The suspects then exited the church through a side door. The church is located at 2400 Center Street in Ashland. Anyone with information regarding the incident or security cameras in the area is asked to contact Ashland Police by calling 570-875-2600. Coming up on WYLN News, a GoFundMe is created for a local family affected by Hazleton fire. Plus, the Hazleton Public Library holds a book signing event with a local author. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is partly cloudy.
Weather Kids is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Your health deserves a partner.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the WYLN News Midday Update. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Hi folks, this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Sue Midikavich had migraines, back pain, even neck surgery. Let's see how chiropractic made her happy again.
Welcome back to WYLN News. A relative of one of the families impacted by an early morning fire in Hazleton last week has started a GoFundMe page to raise needed funds for the family. The fire took place on August 22nd at the intersection of East 3rd and North Wyoming Streets. It was reported that the fire started in the carport joined to the apartment and then spread to the apartments and a nearby home. No injuries have been reported, but we spoke with GoFundMe organizer Kristen Bennett, who said her aunt, Jolene Hammond, and Hammond's 5-year-old son Mikey were displaced by the fire and lost almost everything.
At This time she is staying with her sister. At this point, we just want to try to at least get a security deposit for an apartment or something. Mainly Mikey is a big concern because he's going to school. They lost everything. They have the clothes on their backs, basically.
According to Bennett, almost everything the family owned was either burned in the fire or water damaged. The GoFundMe page can be accessed online by going to GoFundMe.com and searching family affected by a tragic house fire.
Even if people can't donate money, even if they have clothing, I believe Mikey's a size 6'7". Clothing would help. Bedding, toys. He lost all of his toys. His Power Wheels, they're not savable.
Anyone interested in donating clothes or supplies to the family can contact Bennett at 272-298-0187. The Hazleton Public Library held a book signing last Wednesday, August 23rd, for Father Connell McHugh's poetry book, Kaleidoscope of the Heart. Father McHugh served as a pastor for nearly 50 years before his retirement in 2019. The book offers a collection of poems that reflect on Father McHugh's life, both personally and professionally in the ministry. The signing included a Q&A panel hosted by Christian Nonnemacher, who was the adult programming coordinator at the library. We spoke with Nonnemacher about developing events like this for the community.
I try to mix it up as much as I can with programming. We do craft programs and we do bingo nights. We're doing a board game night in September. It's important to have a mix of things that are creative and fun, and also things that are informative, like the book signing today.
Kaleidoscope of the Heart can be purchased for $23 at Holy Rosary Parish in Hazleton. Proceeds will go towards fundraising for the church. The American Eagle Outfitters Distribution Center in Hazleton decided to make a difference this week at Arthur Street Park. A group from the company showed up to pick up trash, repaint equipment, and beautify the park. The group also donated a set of soccer goals for the local residents to enjoy. In a Facebook post, the Hazleton Parks and Recreation Department said they were blown away by the generosity and community care of the organization. PennDOT announced today that all driver license and photo centers will be closed Saturday, September 2nd through Monday, September 4th for the Labor Day holiday. However, PennDOT reminds customers that a variety of driver and vehicle forms, manuals, and services are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on their website at dmv.pa.gov. There is no additional fee for utilizing the online services. Coming up on Jim Thorpe's News Choice, Ryan Prosick is back on Let's Talk Sports. Plus, Trooper Petrosky discusses school bus safety on this week's edition of Trooper Talk Tuesday. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
F&L Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier. For over 50 years, providing quality products and service to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry top brand manufacturers and guarantee parts and service for your home or business. From new construction to replacement doors, inspections, and service calls, F&L Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR. Visit F&L Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township and Schuylkill Haven.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
Contact Pete Casalica for a home and auto quote today.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Welcome back to a Tuesday edition of Let's Talk Sports, where we'll be recapping the NFC North in today's episode. An interesting division, nonetheless, with Aaron Rodgers gone to New York. Minnesota won last year, but seemed to underwhelm, especially in the playoffs. The Bears are still rebuilding, the Packers have a new quarterback, and the Lions look promising and exciting. Let us go from what I think will be the bottom to the top. Starting with the Bears, they come into the season looking to see if Justin Fields is a franchise quarterback or not, given they do have the means to replace him in the offseason with the extra pick from Carolina if he proves to not be a franchise quarterback. However, it will not be for a lack of trying, as they added DJ Moore in the same exact trade this offseason to give Fields a number one target to throw to. The Bears are a young team with plenty of assets, but I believe they will finish in the bottom of the division, which might not mean good things for Fields depending on how many wins they get. However, they have a bright future, and that is honestly a fact for the first time in what seems like a long time for the Bears. They'll be able to make other impact moves this next offseason coming up if they so choose, with their salary cap space being second highest in the league for 2024. So brighter days are ahead for the Chicago Bears. Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers, and what is there to say about that squad? Losing Rodgers and replacing him with the first-round pick who almost needs a new contract extension already? He signed a one-year buffer deal for his fifth-year option, which is funny considering he only has started one game on his rookie deal. Yes, count it, one. Crazy stuff to alienate Aaron Rodgers and have an unsure commodity behind him. It'll be an interesting season for a new-look Packers team. I will say Jordan Love looked good in the preseason. I'll give him that. But like I said, it is also the preseason. So who knows how he'll look against first-team defenses in real-time game action. Elsewhere on the team, we have second-year receivers looking to make an impact for the young quarterback. We saw Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs have an impressive showing in the rookie seasons. The question is, how far can the defense carry the squad, though? They have talent at every level, and there's a chance they can make some more noise than I'm giving them credit for, especially if someone steps up next to Rashawn Gary for the pass rush. I'm a big fan of some of the pieces for the Packers, but the uncertainty at quarterback really puts things into doubt. Let's see if this young cast can get it done for the Packers and their fans, because if Jordan Love somehow puts it together with those years on the bench, there might be another reign of dominance in the NFC North, which I stuttered because I don't want to think about that, because they went from Favre to Rodgers, and if Love is good, then so many years of consecutive good QB play, which most franchises don't get at all. But we're going to pump the brakes on that one for a second. In second place, we have the Minnesota Vikings, with Kirk Cousins being solid and Justin Jefferson being the best receiver in the league. It was impossible to put them lower than that in what I would call a weaker division. They showed signs of being fraudulent last season. Yeah, I'm going to use the word fraudulent. And it showed with them losing the wild card to the New York Giants. They are bringing back the same team from last year mostly, with the addition of Jordan Addison through the draft. The team did get better, but I think the Lions are ready to take that next step. I am just also not convinced in Kirk Cousins. Sure, I say he was solid, but is he ready to lead a team to the Super Bowl? I do not think so. He's the perfect middle-of-the-road quarterback because he gets the job done, he does it well, but not much playoff success at all in his long career. And now we're going to move on to a team I am so excited to talk about. They are back finally after all these years. We're going to move on to the Detroit Lions, who I believe are the best team in the division, with them almost making the playoffs last year. Can you believe that? Almost in the playoffs, best team in the division. About the Lions? This feels like Cleveland Browns a couple years back, but their improvements in the offseason, they added a dynamic playmaker in Jahmyr Gibbs and pieces on the defense. They were already ready to take the next step as they got hot to close out the season, but the team looks to be a top contender in the NFC. I'll take that bold claim out there, a top contender. That is if things come together. They are a young team, so things could take a turn for the worse at any second, but that could happen to any team in the league. If you watch Hard Knocks on HBO, you know this team is closely knit and will put it all on the field for Coach Dan Campbell. If Aiden Hutchinson has a great year too, the sky's the limit for this Lions team, as their offense was not the problem last year, but their defense was. I still think their offense is good enough to win the division regardless, but we'll see what happens for the Lions. To recap, I have the Bears in last place, with the biggest question mark for the team being, is Justin Fields ready to take the next step throwing the football like Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen before him? In third, we have the Packers, and the question here is, how good really is Jordan Love? He has seen such limited action, and it's so hard to get a gauge on him as a player, so a lot will be answered quickly with Jordan Love and this Packers squad. In second, we have the Vikings, and the question for this team is, will they be the team they showed last season on the field or the one in the stats? They're winning a ton of close games with a ton of improbable comebacks against the Colts and the Bills. Was that all a fluke, or are they for real? We'll find out real soon. And in first, we have the Detroit Lions, and just like I said, will their defense hold them back, or will they be able to thrive on both sides of the ball? We will see in single-digit days, I tell you. 9 days left until the NFL season kicks off with the Lions and Chiefs in Arrowhead. And we will be right back here on Let's Talk Sports tomorrow. Have a good one.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialist, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
F&L Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier. For over 50 years, providing quality products and service to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry top brand manufacturers and guarantee parts and service for your home or business. From new construction to replacement doors, inspections and service calls, F&L Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR. Visit F&L Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township and Schuylkill Haven.
Are you looking for the latest local news and events important to our Hispanic community? WYLN will keep you up to date on what's happening, from breaking news to special reports and local events, on our new daily Spanish language webcast, WYLN's Telediario, featuring me, Julia Wiegand. Follow our social media pages and website at WYLNTV.com every day to access WYLN's Telediario webcast. WYLN, we're your local network.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Trooper Talk Tuesday. I'm Trooper Anthony Petrosky, Troop and Public Information Officer. It's that time again, back to school, and you know what that means. The buses are on the roads again. And this is important to everybody involved. This is important to not only the students, but licensed drivers in the Commonwealth. So let's talk about buses, okay? We know in the mornings and the afternoon that these buses are going to be out there. So if it's going to disrupt our travel to work, leave a little bit earlier. Wake up a few minutes earlier, leave earlier so you're not stopping all the time behind these buses. Now, when you encounter a bus, if the bus has its stop arm out and the red light's on, you're required to stop 10 feet behind the bus. That's right, 10 feet behind the bus. What this does is it allows a safety gap between vehicles and the buses in facing both directions, whether you're behind the bus or facing it opposite direction. This way, once the students get off the bus, it allows them a gap to where they can safely cross the road and get home in a safe manner. You have to remember, as a licensed driver in Pennsylvania, it's our responsibility to make sure that these students, these children, get off the bus and get to where they're going safely. We have to pay attention. Now, that means keeping your eyes on the road. When you're driving around these school bus stops, put the phone down. Keep your eyes on the road at all times. Sometimes these kids, especially after school, they're so excited school's over, they're going to run across the street and get home. We have to pay attention. We have to make sure that they are safe. Now, when we talk about stopping for school buses, people always say, well, what if there's a guardrail in between? What if there's a wall in between my lane and the opposite lane? If that is the case, you do not have to stop if you're going the opposite direction. If there is no guardrail, if there is no Jersey barrier, anything in between the lanes, then you are still required to stop if you are going the opposite direction of the school bus. Remember, both ways you have to stop 10 feet behind this bus, whether you're approaching or you're behind the bus. That's extremely important. Now, students, parents, what do we need to know about? Well, we need to know, teach your children. Don't run across the street. Always stop. Look both ways before you cross that street. That's important. Sometimes these drivers aren't paying attention. Hopefully they're listening to me, and now they will be, but we want to make sure that the kids are safe. So they need to know. Don't just run out across the street. When you get off the bus, don't just run straight across. Stop, look both ways. Make sure that you're crossing in a safe manner. Parents, make sure somebody's at a school bus stop. In the mornings and the afternoons when they get picked up, make sure somebody's there so they can keep an eye on the kids to ensure safety for all. We got to look out for our future leaders of our communities, and it starts now. Drivers, be aware. Students, be aware. Let's all keep our eyes open. Let's use our brains, make good decisions, and then this way everybody will be safe. Take this to heart, and I'll see you here next time on Trooper Talk Tuesday.
A Wilkes-Barre man has pled guilty to fentanyl distribution charges this week in U.S. District Court. According to U.S. Attorney Gerald Karam, Lee Crawford admitted to conspiring with John Williams of Kingston to distribute over 40 grams of fentanyl throughout Luzerne County. Karam said Crawford made several purchases of fentanyl to investigators. Investigators then found an additional supply of fentanyl at his residence when a search warrant was served. Williams has also pleaded guilty on fentanyl distribution charges and awaits sentencing. The Hazleton City Authority has announced that some Hazleton residents may experience discolored water this week due to fire hydrant flushing. According to the HCA, crews will be working to flush the hydrants from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Tuesday through Thursday of this week. When crews are working in your area, the HCA says your water may become discolored and the pressure may be reduced.
For homeowners not home during the day, there might be some sediment left in their line or discolorations or air in their line, so when they first initially turn it on, if we went through that section, turn their water on and it's discolored, we ask them, run it for a little bit. If it doesn't clear right away, shut it off, try it again in 10 minutes.
The HCA is asking residents to also refrain if possible from washing clothes when your area is scheduled for flushing. The driver in the fatal Schuylkill County crash has been identified. Jose D. Robles, 59, of Hazleton, had reportedly lost control of his Mitsubishi Eclipse in Union Township on 924 South. The Eclipse then spun into the northbound lane, where it struck the passenger side of a Ford F-150 XLT. A Schuylkill County deputy coroner pronounced Robles deceased at the scene. The driver of the F-150 had been transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The drivers were the only occupants of the vehicles at the time of the crash.
And that does it for the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest news and updates on our YouTube, Facebook, or at our website at wylntv.com. Stay with us for a look at the weather.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.